Expert predictions, market valuation of space tourism to reach $30 billion by 2027. Overview. As we enter 2025, the space tourism industry is on the brink of significant expansion, with projections indicating that its market valuation could reach approximately $30 billion by 2027. This growth is driven by increasing consumer interest in space travel, advancements in technology, and substantial investment from both private and public sectors. Industry leaders and analysts are optimistic about the potential for space tourism to become a mainstream experience for affluent consumers seeking unique adventures beyond Earth's atmosphere. Key insights. 1. Market growth drivers. Analysts attribute the anticipated growth of space tourism to several factors. Rising disposable incomes among the wealthy and a surge in interest in adventure tourism are key contributors. The emergence of private companies offering commercial spaceflights is also a crucial element, making the once fantastical notion of space travel a tangible reality for many. 2. Consumer interest in space experiences. There is a notable increase in public fascination with space travel. Companies like Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic have initiated suborbital flights, allowing passengers to experience a few minutes of weightlessness and witness Earth's curvature from space. These experiences have garnered significant media attention, further fueling public interest and demand. 3. Technological advancements. The development of new technologies initially designed for governmental and scientific missions is now being adapted for commercial space tourism. Innovations in rocket design, reusable spacecraft, and safety measures have made space travel more feasible and affordable. These advancements are expected to lower costs and increase access to space. 4. Investment and infrastructure development. The space tourism sector has attracted considerable investment from various stakeholders. Private investors and venture capitalists recognize the profit potential in this burgeoning market. Consequently, investments are being funneled into the development of launch facilities, spacecraft, and other necessary infrastructure to support commercial space tourism operations. Timeline of events. 2020. The space tourism industry began to gain momentum, with the first crewed flights by companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin capturing public attention and sparking interest in commercial space travel. 2021, Virgin Galactic successfully completed its first fully crewed flight, followed by Blue Origin's flight with Jeff Bezos on board, demonstrating the viability of commercial space tourism. 2022, NASA's Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the moon, reignited interest in space exploration and tourism, leading to increased investments in related technologies. 2023 to 2027, the space tourism market is projected to grow rapidly, with more companies entering the arena and revenues expected to soar. Common points and differences. Common points. Multiple sources highlight a shared optimism about the future of space tourism, emphasizing the role of technological advancements and consumer interest in driving growth. Differences. While many analysts are bullish, some caution against potential challenges, including safety concerns and environmental impacts associated with increased space travel. The need for regulatory frameworks and sustainable practices in the industry is acknowledged as a crucial factor for long-term success. Conclusion. The future of space tourism appears promising, with a market valuation projected to reach $30 billion by 2027. Key drivers of this growth include rising consumer interest, technological advancements, and significant investments in infrastructure. However, the industry must address safety and sustainability concerns to ensure its long-term viability. As we move forward, the collaboration between public and private sectors will be essential in shaping the landscape of space tourism and making space travel an accessible experience for a broader audience. The provided content primarily discusses the future of space tourism and the implications surrounding the SLS space launch system and its potential impact on NASA's Artemis program. The overarching theme is the exploration of space, the technology involved, and the bureaucratic and political factors at play. Below are some counterintuitive insights identified within the content. 1. Spacecraft development versus bureaucracy. It is often assumed that the development of space technology is purely a technical challenge, but the content highlights how bureaucratic decisions and political pressure have significantly influenced the direction of NASA's projects. The SLS, which is seen as a jobs program rather than a technological advancement, exemplifies how political motivations can dictate the design and implementation of space missions, potentially at the expense of innovation and efficiency. This contradicts the belief that technological advancements are always prioritized over political interests. 2. Cost versus value perception. The discussion about the SLS program often centers around its exorbitant costs, which are seen as wasteful. However, the content presents an argument that even if the SLS is seen as ineffective, it serves a purpose of maintaining jobs and supporting a legacy industry. This suggests that the perceived value of a project can be completely different from its actual utility in advancing space exploration, challenging the notion that high costs directly correlate with high value or effectiveness in achieving mission goals. 3. Public sentiment toward government programs. There's a general expectation that government-funded programs like SLS should thrive due to public support for space exploration. However, the content reveals a significant level of cynicism and skepticism regarding the effectiveness of such programs, with many commentators expressing a preference for failure of the SLS to catalyze a shift towards more innovative and cost-effective solutions from private companies. This runs counter to the typical narrative that government initiatives are inherently valuable and should be supported unconditionally. For human spaceflight costs, the assumption that human spaceflight is inherently more expensive and complex than unmanned missions is challenged by the argument that if costs were better managed, human spaceflight could become much more feasible. The discussion implies that past failures to innovate or focus on cost efficiency have artificially inflated the perception of human spaceflight as a prohibitively expensive endeavor, which could be rectified with the right approaches and technologies. 5. Potential for technological stagnation. The content suggests that reliance on outdated technologies such as solid rocket boosters used in SLS may hinder the advancement of more efficient systems. The argument posits that while these technologies have historical significance, they may not be the best path forward for future exploration. This challenges the idea that historical methods are always the most reliable or effective, highlighting the need for continuous innovation and adaptation. 6. Impact of competition. It is often believed that competition among space companies such as SpaceX and Blue Origin will naturally lead to better outcomes for space exploration. However, the content indicates that the existence of a program like SLS can create a safety net that allows other companies to be complacent in their innovations. The implication is that a lack of pressure from the government-funded programs might reduce the urgency for private sectors to innovate, thereby contradicting the assumption that competition alone drives technological advancement. 7. Public funding and innovation. The assumption that public funding leads to innovation is called into question. The content suggests that the SLS program, which consumes vast amounts of taxpayer money, may actually stifle innovation in the industry by diverting resources away from more promising technologies. This contrasts with the belief that government funding is inherently beneficial for fostering new technologies and ideas. These insights reveal a complex interplay between technology, politics, public perception, and economic considerations in the landscape of space exploration and tourism, challenging traditional views on the efficacy and value of government programs and private sector competition. The report presents several key insights into the evolving landscape of space tourism, anticipated to reach a significant market valuation of $30 billion by 2027. While the projections are optimistic, there are noteworthy elements that often go overlooked. 1. Environmental concerns. The discussion around the environmental impact of space tourism is minimal in most reports. As the industry grows, the carbon footprint associated with rocket launches, including the emissions from the rocket propellants and the potential effects on the ozone layer, could become a significant issue. Addressing these concerns is crucial as public sentiment may sway against a sector perceived as environmentally damaging. Companies that invest in sustainable practices may gain a competitive edge, thus overlooking environmental implications could hinder long-term growth. 2. Psychological factors. The report does not delve deeply into the psychological aspects influencing consumer interest in space tourism. The desire for unique experiences, status, and adventure can drive demand, but there are also psychological barriers, including fear of space travel. Understanding these factors is vital for marketing strategies and could shape how companies approach safety pricing and customer engagement. 3. Regulatory landscape. The regulatory environment surrounding space tourism remains under-discussed. As the industry grows, regulatory bodies will likely impose stricter guidelines to ensure safety and sustainability. Companies that preemptively address these regulatory challenges may position themselves favorably in the market, while those that do not could face significant obstacles. For the technological innovation, the report emphasizes technological advancements facilitating space tourism, but it underestimates the potential for disruptive technologies to emerge. Innovations in materials science, propulsion systems, and reusable spacecraft could alter the economic landscape of space travel. Companies that foster a culture of continuous innovation may outpace those that stick to traditional models. 5. Risk management. The inherent risks associated with space travel are often glossed over. Space tourism companies must develop comprehensive risk management strategies to address potential failures and accidents. The public's perception of safety will be paramount, thus. Transparent communication about risk management and safety measures could significantly impact consumer trust and willingness to engage in space tourism. 6. Market saturation and competition. The report anticipates substantial growth, but it does not adequately address the potential for market saturation. As more companies enter the space tourism arena, competition could drive down prices, impacting profitability. Companies must differentiate themselves, possibly through unique experiences, tailored services, or partnerships with luxury brands to maintain their market share in a crowded field. 7. Financial viability. While the projected market valuation is enticing, the financial sustainability of space tourism ventures is often overlooked. High operational costs coupled with the need for continuous innovation and marketing could strain financial resources. Investors and stakeholders must carefully assess financial models to ensure long-term viability. 8. Cultural shifts. The report does not account for how cultural shifts may influence space tourism. As societal values evolve, consumer preferences may change, affecting demand for space travel. Companies that adapt to these cultural changes could better position themselves for success in a dynamic market. 9. Long-term vision. Most analyses focus on short-term gains without considering the long-term vision for space tourism. The industry should look beyond mere tourism to explore opportunities in research, education, and planetary exploration. Companies that align their goals with broader societal benefits may attract more investment and consumer support. In summary, while the projected growth of the space tourism market is promising, stakeholders must pay attention to the broader implications and challenges that could impact the industry's trajectory. Addressing environmental concerns, psychological barriers, regulatory landscapes, technological innovations, risk management, market saturation, financial viability, cultural shifts, and long-term visions will be essential for navigating the complexities of this emerging sector. Key points for in-depth analysis and discussion on space tourism market valuation. 1. Projected market growth. The space tourism industry is projected to reach a valuation of approximately $30 billion by 2027, driven by various factors including rising disposable incomes, technological advancements, and increased consumer interest in space travel experiences. Analysts emphasize that the total market could experience significant expansion compared to earlier years. This growth trajectory raises important questions about the sustainability of such rapid expansion, the economic conditions that support it, and the potential for long-term viability in a market that is still nascent. 2. Consumer interest and accessibility. A burgeoning interest among the general public for space experiences, whether for leisure or adventure, has been identified as a key driver of market growth. Companies like Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic are at the forefront of this movement, offering suborbital flights that enable consumers to experience weightlessness and view Earth from space. This point brings forth discussions on the demographics of potential space tourists, the marketing strategies employed by these companies, and the implications of making space travel accessible to a broader audience. It also prompts an examination of consumer motivations and the psychological aspects of space tourism. 3. Technological advances and their impact. The report highlights that advancements in technology developed for both governmental and private space missions have made space exploration more feasible and cost-effective. This encompasses innovations in launch systems, spacecraft design, and safety measures. An in-depth analysis could explore the specific technologies that have been pivotal in lowering costs and improving safety, as well as their role in attracting investment. Additionally, there are considerations around the environmental impact of these technologies and the ethical dimensions of commercializing space travel. 4. Investment trends and infrastructure development. Significant investments are flowing into the space tourism sector from both private and public entities recognizing the potential for profit. This investment trend is leading to the development of necessary infrastructure such as launch facilities and specialized spacecraft for tourist travel. Analyzing investment patterns could reveal insights into the stakeholders involved, the competitive landscape, and the regulatory frameworks that could shape the future of space tourism. Furthermore, discussions could center on how infrastructure development affects pricing, safety, and the overall consumer experience in the space tourism industry. Conclusion. The future of space tourism is marked by promising growth and transformative potential. However, it is essential for stakeholders in this emerging industry to navigate challenges related to sustainability, safety, and consumer engagement. Through in-depth analysis of the projected market growth, consumer interest, technological innovations, and investment trends, we can better understand the complexities and opportunities within the space tourism sector as it evolves toward its ambitious future. 1. The Apollo Program 1961-1972. Initiated by President John F. Kennedy, the Apollo program aimed to land humans on the Moon and ensure their safe return to Earth. Apollo 11, the program's most famous mission, successfully landed astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the lunar surface on July 20, 1969. This monumental achievement not only marked a significant technological advancement but also symbolized the United States' victory in the space race against the Soviet Union. The Apollo program faced numerous challenges, including the tragic Apollo 1 accident, which highlighted the risks associated with human spaceflight. Ultimately, Apollo was a demonstration of government-led space exploration that paved the way for future missions and commercial space endeavors. 2. The Space Shuttle Program 1981-2011. NASA's Space Shuttle program was designed to facilitate reusable spacecraft for a variety of missions, including satellite deployment, International Space Station construction, and scientific research. The program began with the successful launch of STS-1 on April 12, 1981, using the orbiter Columbia. However, the program was not without its tragedies, most notably the Challenger disaster in 1986 and the Columbia disaster in 2003, which led to a re-evaluation of safety protocols. Despite these setbacks, the shuttle program was instrumental in advancing human spaceflight technology and international cooperation in space, laying the groundwork for future exploration missions. 3. The Constellation Program 2005-2010, launched under President George W. Bush. The Constellation Program aimed to develop new crew transportation systems to return humans to the Moon and eventually to Mars. It included the Orion crew vehicle and the Ares I rocket. Despite significant investment and progress, Constellation faced numerous technical and budgetary issues, leading to its cancellation by the Obama administration in 2010. The lessons learned from Constellation's challenges influenced the development of NASA's current Artemis program, which seeks to return humans to the Moon and establish a sustainable presence. The program's fate underscores the complexities of long-term space exploration initiatives and the necessity for adaptability in response to changing priorities and technologies. The space tourism industry is poised for significant growth, with projections estimating a market valuation of around $30 billion by 2027. This surge is driven by heightened consumer interest, advancements in technology, and substantial investment in infrastructure. Here's a closer look at the future outlook for space tourism. Market growth. The space tourism sector is on an upward trajectory, propelled by a convergence of factors. Consumer demand. As disposable incomes rise, more individuals are seeking unique experiences, including space travel. Companies like Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic are leading the charge, providing suborbital flights that offer brief moments of weightlessness and stunning views of Earth. Technological innovations. Recent advancements in aerospace technology have made space travel more feasible and cost-effective. Innovations in reusable rocket technology and spacecraft design are key contributors to reducing the price of space tourism. Investment in infrastructure development. A wave of private and public investment is pouring into the space tourism industry, leading to the construction of launch facilities and the development of spacecraft tailored for tourism. Timeline of key events. 2020, the first crewed flights by private companies rekindled public interest in space travel. 2021, successful crewed flights by Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin showcased the potential for commercial space tourism. 2022, preparations for NASA's Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the Moon, further fueled interest in space exploration and tourism. 2023 to 2027, the industry is expected to expand rapidly, with projections indicating a market valuation of $30 billion by 2027. Common themes and diverging perspectives. Common themes. There is a widespread consensus on the anticipated growth of the space tourism market, driven by consumer interest and technological advancements. The role of private companies is pivotal in shaping the future of space tourism, as they are often at the forefront of innovation. Diverging perspectives. While many analysts are optimistic about the industry's prospects, some express concerns about the sustainability and safety of space tourism ventures, emphasizing the need for careful planning and regulation. Environmental impact and safety protocols are crucial areas that require attention as the industry expands. Safety and sustainability concerns. As space tourism continues to grow, addressing safety and sustainability will be paramount. The burgeoning industry must prioritize safety protocols. Implementing rigorous safety measures to ensure the well-being of passengers and crew is essential. This includes thorough testing of spacecraft and adherence to strict operational guidelines. Environmental impact. The space tourism industry must consider its environmental footprint, particularly in terms of rocket emissions and the long-term sustainability of launching vehicles into space. Conclusion. The future of space tourism is bright, with an anticipated market valuation of $30 billion by 2027, fueled by consumer enthusiasm, technological advancements, and significant investment. However, stakeholders must remain vigilant in addressing safety and sustainability concerns to ensure the industry's long-term success. As the sector evolves, it holds the potential not only to revolutionize travel but also to inspire a new generation of explorers eager to venture beyond our planet.